BB Social Club, known locally as BB's, was a music venue and social club at 53 Hampton Road, Forest Gate. It was actually in the home of Belford butler, BB, who ran it from the 1990s until his death in 2008. Originally built as the Elisa School of Dancing in 1910, the dance hall was built over the top of the back garden with a sprung maple dance floor, raised stage and bar. At some point in the 1970s, the dancing school closed and various applications were made to change the use of the dance floor. All were rejected by the council. Belford Butler's Victorian house backed onto the railway tracks and just had a simple BB over the front window, with the main music hall at the back. Sundays often saw older Jamaican men filling the hall with the sound of dominoes, while evenings brought live jazz, reggae, blues and DJ nights. Later, local teacher Mark McLean used the venue to give young bands their first gigs, with crowds of parents and friends packing the room. Unusually for the time, it was a non-smoking venue, described by musicians who played there as like a house party. BB's combined live music with warmth, food and community. After BB died, the building was leased by a church for several years and has now been converted into flats.
It's a big property. So we turned up there the first time and you just see a front door of a typical house. Knocked on the door, BB welcomed us in and then walked us down the passageway on the ground floor, still really not knowing what to expect, and then opened the door into this dance hall. Most extraordinary thing. So you looked through into the dance hall and on the right there was a stage which was actually quite high. It was probably 4 feet off the ground. So when you played, you were looking at the tops of people's heads. It being a large room, there were tables and chairs around the back of the room, but there was a space in the front where people could dance. The principle was sound system, the reggae sound system. But the practice was that he'd basically gathered as many domestic hi-fi speakers as he could find, and the wiring was left a lot to be desired. The first time we were there, as I recall, our guitarist got up on stage and said, "I'm not playing on there," because there were so many dangling wires, and also the ceiling was quite low. I get a sense that a lot of people that still live in the area miss it. It was an important part of a lot of people's lives, the people that live there, for their own entertainment, but also for the fact that it was like a nursery for young aspiring musicians.
Yeah, BB was a brilliant cook and a fantastic host. Lovely, lovely man. Apparently he was a chef in the airport in I think Montego Bay in Jamaica before he came over to England. So the food was a massive part of any night at the club. Food and music, so you get fantastic Caribbean food and a fantastic world-class jazz group for £5 20 years ago.
BB's to me, it's a tragedy that place closed because it was great. And I remember the first time I went there, I walked up and down the road a couple of times before I actually found it. It was literally nestled in between two quite nice townhouses. You'd go in, it was very dimly lit. They just had the coloured rope lights going around the outside of the venue. You had a little bar on the right-hand side which just sold beers and a couple of spirits. It was just a really lovely place to hang out. It was just one of those little jewels in London.